I'm always in the mood to save animals and eat delicious vegan food. I'm always in the mood to save animals and eat delicious vegan food. Check the label, check the label, check the label. If it's vegan, it's okay. Check the label, check the label. If it's vegan, the animals will say, hooray!
Run, run, run from humans. They're trying to stab you. They're trying to murder you, to call you bacon and burn you in a frying pan.
So hello everyone. I had a very interesting experience just now. We took Bella to the vet to get her medication, just the regular medication that she gets all the time. No, she's not sick. And it wasn't even actually an appointment. And in the vet clinic, there's a store attached to it. So I was looking around there and trying to see what kind of vegan dog food they had. And so I asked, and they said, oh, we don't have any vegan dog food here. So I said, why is that? And they said, oh, we just don't have it. And I said, well, would you consider getting some? Because that way you don't have to murder other animals for your dog. And I said, look, Bella here is a patient of yours. Like, her doctors are just right next door, her vets. Not even next door, it's like in the same open area. And I said, look, she's been vegan for 5 years. And the woman's like, yeah, I know Bella. I said, she's perfectly healthy. Her blood is fine, her pee is fine, her poo is fine. You guys are always telling us that she's healthy. And she eats vegan dog food. Now, we don't buy it here, we buy it somewhere else, but why wouldn't you have it here and we can buy it? I'm trying to show you Bella's face. She's looking out the window. I'm in a parking lot here waiting. My husband went into the store. So anyway, then I said, well, would you mind talking to the manager? I felt like a Karen when I said this. Can I speak to the manager? And I said, I'd like to ask if they could have some vegan dog food here. And she said, I don't, she won't do it. They won't do it. And I said, well, could we ask? She said, well, I'll ask. And I said, okay, would you like to write down the brand names that I mentioned? She's like, yeah, okay. And I could sense this vegan phobia. I could sense this tension already. Like, I was literally in a veterinarian's office, like in the store attached to it, affiliated with it, asking for vegan dog food. And you could already feel the tension. It was so strange. So I said, well, I would appreciate if you'd write down a couple of brand names that are vet approved and ask your manager to have them here. And she's like, okay. So she asked me for the names, and I told her a couple of brand names. And then it turned out my husband was talking to another person, I guess a vet tech, and they were looking at some dog food, and there was one brand that was apparently, if you look at the ingredients, it says vegetarian on it, but it was apparently vegan. They were looking for any eggs. There were none. They were looking for other products in there, and there were none. Like a fish or any kind of animal or a milk or dairy or whatever. So that brand seemed like it was vegan. So I said, well, if this is actually a vegan brand, why aren't you telling people? Like, people who come in here would love to know this information so that they can make a decision to not pay for murder for other animals or pay for these cycles of violence. I said to this other one, I said, do you know what they do in the dairy industry? Did you know that they take the baby cows away from their mothers and murder them because they'll never be able to give milk? They're considered to be useless. And she just looked at me like she was stunned. Like she didn't actually know this. A person who works in a veterinarian clinic doesn't know the basics. And then she said, I said, whoops, that's my bowl down there. I brought my cabbage salad and I ate it and I put my bowl at my feet, sorry. Anyway, so she said that she herself is pescatarian, and I said, well, why do you eat these other animals. She said, well, it's my heritage, it's my culture. It would really insult my grandparents if I didn't eat certain things. And I said, what? What? What are you talking about? What do your grandparents have anything to do with it? She says, well, you don't understand. It's my culture. And I said, culture is just a set of habits. Your grandparents, you don't think your grandparents will be proud of you if you say you don't want to hurt animals? They're not going to be like, wow, that's amazing and kind of makes sense considering you work in a vet's office? Oh no, you don't understand. It's my culture. It's like, are you serious right now? Like, why don't you just admit that you want to keep on paying for the murder of these animals just for your taste pleasure? Why don't you just admit it? Anyway, it was the strangest experience. And then they started getting mad at me, saying, well, you're being hostile. I'm like, I'm just trying to understand how everybody functions here. How do you guys sleep at night knowing that you say you care about animals and then you pay for the murder of all these other animals? And the one I was talking to at first, in the first place, said, well, I just like the taste of meat. I said, do you eat the dogs here too? She's like, no. I said, what about the cats? No. And I said, well, why not? You know, I didn't get a chance to say to her, but you know, when they euthanize the pets, I mean, if you really like meat, after you kill the dogs and the cats, why don't you just bring them home and put them on your barbecue while you're at it? Like, why not? Right? People are insane. People are suffering from major cognitive dissonance. These people who work in these clinics probably think that they are good people, good citizens, helping the animals. Probably when they say they work in a vet clinic, people are like, oh my God, what a great job. You help so many animals every day. Yeah, and then at lunchtime they go to Tim Hortons and pay for people to murder them. How does this make any sense to anybody? I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that story because I thought it was really interesting. And we might have to change veterinarians. I don't know, because they didn't seem too happy with me. You would think, I think what surprised me the most is that I was hoping that when I would go in there and ask for the vegan dog food, they would say, oh yeah, we have one over here. That was the first best response. But if they didn't have them in stock or whatever, they would say, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Like, why do you do that? Or yeah, like, thanks for mentioning, can you tell us some great brands? You know, like that she would have had a good attitude about it, you would have thought. But that's not what happened. She had a vegan phobic attitude instantly. She could have been vegan fantastic, which means that you help vegans. You're not prejudiced against them, but that's not what happened. So that's my experience. So thanks for listening. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. Just let me know. If you guys are the same as them, if you still eat animals, you still pay for them to suffer, how do you sleep at night knowing that you do this? Many of the brands in that store consist of the ingredient of lamb. Think of a lamb. I want you to think right now of a small white dog. You know, like a baby poodle or something. A small white dog is like a lamb. How fucked up are we as a society? How cruel are we that we would kill an innocent lamb when we don't have to? It blows my mind. So, hopefully some of you guys are getting some clicks because I'm not attacking you personally now. You're just hearing the story of other people. But knowing many of you, you're going to still feel like I'm attacking you. And you're going to be like, oh, she was so mean to those employees. Come on. Wake the fuck up and be vegan from now on. Coming up on screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. Have a look at them. Click on them. Be curious. Follow my channel if you are interested in this subject. If you are interested in growing and interested in looking at your own cognitive dissonance, where your head and your heart are all fucked up. You think you're good people, but you're not. Look, I get it. I was like you too. I used to eat the animals. I drank the milk from the cows. I ate the eggs. I did all of it, but I snapped out of it. Eventually, I snapped out of it, and it's time for you guys to snap out of it too. Many of you have been watching this channel for a long time now. All right? Make vegan choices. See you all in the next video. Those of you who are trying really hard, I love you. I know it's not easy, but once in a while, I got to give you guys shit, you know? I got to come down hard because that's what we need sometimes in life. You need hugs, but you also need stern talking to sometimes. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Look in the mirror and sing this song. Sing, I will be brave, I'll be vegan from now on. Look in your heart and sing this song. Sing, I will be brave, I'll be vegan from now on. Eat only healthy vegan things. Never eat anyone's arms, legs, or wings. Don't eat anyone who had ears or eyes. Make sure when you eat that nobody cries. Break old habits you had for years. Save animals from so much terror and tears. Train yourself to always be in the mood to only buy healthy vegan food.